Coming up on the AC Apprentice. Alrighty, so we're gonna take this top off here. For these bad boys, all of them have a reading on the side here. Today we're going out to Middleburg. It seems like it should be a pretty easy job. It's just going to be a general AC maintenance. So it should be another pretty simple maintenance today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, how you been enjoying it so far?
Yeah man, I've been enjoying it pretty well. I mean, like you said, just another maintenance. I've been doing that a pretty good bit. That kind of kept me on the maintenance side for the most part, but I mean, yeah, I've been enjoying it.
I understand, man. I say maintenance isn't a bad thing. It's really where you can go in there and learn the machine and get your feet wet before getting thrown on something a little too complicated. So I've been doing it. I'm their head maintenance tech and trying to get them out of the guys that work with us now, but it's not too bad. I've been the head maintenance guy for about 6-7 months now.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty good, good work, man. All right, man, we're here.
All right, let's do it.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
What do we need to do first?
Alrighty, so this is obviously the AC unit here. So part of our beginning part of the maintenance is just taking a look over the system in general. Obviously you want to understand what you're looking at before you really start touching anything. With this being a train unit here, this is a little bit more of our high efficiency model that we deal with here. So there are going to be some different components that we're going to be working on that are actually in different places than most normal AC units, right? So like up here, we got our heat kit and also a lot of places where we'll test our amp draws, our FLA or your fan amps on things of that sort. Then you'll be able to see here that this here is your coil and your fan is down here. So it's a little bit mixed match than normally what it would be. Most of the times your blower fan would be here and your coil would be on the bottom as the air is getting sucked up.
So once we got the air handler open, we went in there and got it all cleaned up good. We got it scrubbed down, made sure there was no dirt and debris in there. We checked the filter, made sure it was good to go. And then after that, it was time to head outside.
Alrighty, so we're gonna take this top off here. So sometimes these can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. We just wanna make sure the blades don't hit a bunch of stuff. So let me see this real quick. Yep, got it in my shirt. So we're just gonna flip this way here. I like to just let it sit on its back, just so it has a sturdy place and it's not gonna bother you while you're working. And then we have a cleaning agent here. So it's a non-acidic cleaning agent. The biggest thing for that is you gotta be careful with these kinds of coils. You wanna make sure you're not putting something on there for too long that can burn through the coil and actually cause a leak. So what I like to do is just go across the coil. And then you're just gonna basically make your whole way around on it.
I got these other two sides, I got you.
Yeah, go right ahead. Yep, and then we just go through. Let me see that a little bit more. Thank you, sir. Yep, and as you can see, it's starting to foam up. So that's how you know it's getting in there. Really starting to bring all the dirt, anything that could be in there. This coil doesn't look too bad from what I've been seeing at all. Say it's in a good spot. It's on someone's like backyard. A lot of times in backyards where there's like bushes, trees, all that stuff, it'll get built up in there, whether it's the leaves or dirt, acorns. There we go. So, yep, and then we're just gonna let that sit for just about a minute, nothing too crazy long. There we go. And as you can see, it's starting to suds up there. like I said, we'll just give it about 30 seconds here. Go ahead and grab the hose. And the reason why we clean these coils is to help let the system breathe. This is where heat transfer is done, just like the inside evaporator coil. If it's not able to breathe, it's not gonna be able to move the refrigerant the right way, the right temperatures, and things like that.
Yeah.
All right, so now that we've got that sprayed on there, we're gonna go ahead and clean this bad boy. So we did end up vacuuming the inside of the unit to get all the suds out. After that, we made sure we were pulling out all the straw and leaves and debris that were in there. And then finally, we went into the drain line, made sure we vacuumed that out, poured about a gallon of water through that to make sure the drain line was nice and clean so there's no future backups in the system. So we're gonna go ahead and take this panel off here. This is what holds all of your electronics for your condensing system or your condenser. All right, so what I'm gonna have you do is check our thing called a capacitor, right? Our capacitor is what helps run our fan and our compressor on the inside for the movement of refrigerant. So for these bad boys, all of them have a reading on the side here. So you got 70 and 7.5. The 7.5 is your fan, and then the 70 is your compressor. All right? Yeah, gotcha. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna take this off for you here. And then what I'm gonna have you do is one of those leads, so it can be black or red, whichever one is perfectly fine. So if you wanna put it in that little hole right there. Right here? Yep. Nope, so like a hole, yeah, right there in the spade, perfect. And if you want to hand me this, yeah, I'm gonna put that right here. So this is what we're looking for. You see how it says 7.45? Yep. That's perfectly fine. We're usually looking with in between about 10% drop is when we start thinking that it needs to be replaced. Or if you look on your capacitors, it will say plus or minus like 5 to 10% on there is what it's recommended for. So that's 7.5 and it's running at 7.45. We are looking good on the fan side. So what we'll do, always make sure you put this back on and don't leave it back off because the fan will not spin and it will cause issues. All right, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this other one right here on the compressor side. So on all capacitors, it says fan, common, and then HERM. HERM means compressor or hermetically sealed. So we got that there. So what I'll do is I'll move those for you. And then if you want to put that one of those leads back in that same hole that you had right here. And if you want to give me that red one just to make it easier on you, we'll go to right there. I'll hold these for you. And what's our reading looking like? Oh, that's because I put it on hold right there.
66.1.
66.1. Okay. So, like I said, we usually are around the 10% range is what we're looking to do. So with it being at 66, it's only lost 4 microfarads. It's still okay. I'll buy our standards over here.
So along with the capacitor, we also had to check the LRA amps, the LRA running amps, the fan amps, and the refrigerant itself. We ended up checking the refrigerant in heat mode just because of the time of year it was. But other than that, it was a very simple process.
Thank you, sir.
There you are.
And I always double check, make sure all wires are back on. Yep. That. Perfect. And then the final screw. Overall, the job went pretty smoothly. I was able to get everything nice and clean and didn't find any issues with the system. It's running very efficiently, especially after we cleaned it. So overall, easy day. right, man. And that was the job right there.
All right.
Next one's about 30 minutes away.
All right, let's head there.
All right, man. Let's get it.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
All in all, this was a pretty simple job to be a part of today. That's the good thing about routine maintenance. It's pretty much the same thing every time. So I definitely look forward to being put on these type of calls.